or not in our state of Iowa. Right now, the Delta variant hasn't really hit us yet, or at least not to a significant point. I think also our state has a better vaccination rate than a lot of other states, so I think that's two things that's going for us. So right now we're fine. Being a little bit more rural, we're not so populated, so we're spaced out, so you don't see infection so much. So hopefully it won't affect us. I'm kind of crossing my fingers because I don't think we want to go through that again.
Yeah, I think it's on a state by state basis, and I think people are just reacting to whatever's going on. Tell me a little bit about your customer flow right now. Are you still seeing some good surges?
We're still seeing good surges. 2 weeks ago, we had a live event. We had boxing, kickboxing. We filled up the place. We sold all the tickets. So it was actually our best attended combat sport so far. Um, this month we already hit a record month, and here it is the 26th. We've had a record July, so we still got another 5-6 days to go. So the flow is coming in. We're seeing more and more attendance. Restaurants are filling up. So I think the people in our area and the people in our state have just decided we're back to normal.
Yeah, so that's really good, especially because you don't see any numbers spiking or anything like that. That's fantastic news. Tell me a little bit. Are you still experiencing some hiring pains, just like the rest of the country?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're seeing a little bit. It's almost a baby crawl or a snail crawl of some employment coming in. It's kind of dripping in, but we're still well behind, and the whole community's that way. You can't look at a business and not see a help wanted sign. And same with us, and it's all of our departments. Right now, we're just trying to retain what we got. We've made some operational changes to keep the employees we got. We're working on some more reward programs for all these employees that have been with us the whole time and really have made those extra efforts. But the employment thing, it's slowly coming back, but I think I'll be having this issue for probably another 3 to 6 months. Hopefully not longer, but fear it might be.
Travis, a lot of people have been saying that the workforce is looking at the way they work a little differently. That people are starting to use one income instead of two people working, and they're reassessing, consolidating their credit cards, paying off their debts, all those things that happened during the pandemic. Do you think this is a longer term trend than meets the eye?
I think that's my fear. I just had this conversation with our HR manager last week about the changes in the federal government with how they do the child tax credits, and a little bit more of a cash flow now versus something at the end of the year. And I haven't quite seen it yet, but I'm a little worried that we're going to start. I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think it will affect us, where I think you're going to see maybe two income families go to one income. So I do wonder if that's going to affect us long term.
What are your feelings if it does? How do we counteract that as an industry?
I don't have that answer yet. Right now, we're changing our operations. We're changing the hours of operations in our restaurant. Our marketing program, we're actually going to limit our marketing program, so it's not so much stress on our staff, because I think we're putting so many marketing programs out there that we create a lot of work. And so we're just trying to find ways to, and we might incorporate some more kiosks here and there, automate a little bit as well. But I don't have the answer, because I think right now the situation's evolving, and so I think I'm still evolving in our answer.
No, that's a great answer. I mean, you don't really know what's happening. So as you evolve, you basically, take in all the facts and the numbers and then act accordingly. In terms of the rest of the year, you think we're going to see this continued surge in business?
I don't know. Actually, this surge has lasted longer than I thought. So I really did not think that I'd be talking about a record July at this point. But right now, I don't see anything that's stopping the current economic situation here. So are we going to keep seeing record months for us the year? Very possible. The thing that's a little bit additional here is, because we're such a farming community, commodities are up to what's a 9-year high. So I think that's also good as well, because if our local economy is doing well, that's a rising tide that raises all the ships. So I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing these type of revenues at least for the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, which is fantastic. I mean, like you said, you weren't even expecting to see this kind of a surge, in the last few months. So if we see it continue for 6 months, it'll be amazing. When you look at a bird's eye view overall of what's going on here, what are your feelings?
I feel like we're still in a bubble. I feel like we haven't hit that normal. I haven't feel like we're quite back to pre-COVID um, in both revenue and employee status. Um, it's taken some twists and turns that I didn't think was going to happen, but as a bird's eye view, I think part of it, I'm just not sure what's around the bend. I keep thinking we're going to hit this normalcy, but then we had kind of have these curves here that are going up, and I think we're all surprised that we're seeing this type of unemployment rate and trying to get people in, and we're trying to find competitive ways either by adjusting wages, adjusting benefits. Um, and now, my big concern right now is I see that inflation is going up. I think I read 30-some% of the companies nationwide are going to be raising prices on products. So does that rise on everyday products start affecting the entertainment dollar? I don't know. But with this change in child tax credits, that could be more cash flow in some people, and does that mean there's more entertainment expense? I don't know. Bird's eye view to me is a little cloudy, at least from my perspective.
Travis, you're right on the money here. I agree with you 100%. There's so many things that have popped up in the interim that we didn't expect. And of course, we didn't expect the pandemic, but we didn't expect the after effect of the pandemic with the whole hiring issues and a lot of the different things that are going on. And I agree with you 100%. There are no answers. And we just have to keep reinventing those areas that we're having problems with. And you're right on the money with that. There's no magic bullet here. Every week something changes and we just need to keep on track. One of the things that is 100% is that our industry is top notch. We're the safest place to be. And people love our establishments because they know they're safe, responsible, and they can have a good time. Travis, it's a pleasure to have you on. Looking forward to having you back on.
I look forward to coming back.